So, you were too sick to go to church, but you're swimming. Forget that church. But he didn't say that out loud. Instead, he gave his mother his best smile and looked up at her as she stood over him in a pretty orange dress and matching wide-brimmed hat. Dad doesn't have a pool. I just wanted to enjoy it before I go back home today, he said. Her face saddened. This is still your home too, Bear, she said, using her childhood pet name. I know, Ma, he said, sounding as aggravated as he felt. Come on, get dressed so I can take you home, she said, turning away from him. Daddy not coming for me? He asked, rising to his feet and grabbing his towel from the lounge chair where he'd tossed it earlier. Nope. Man, I hope Daddy ain't got one of his chicks there. I don't think he's home, Graham offered quickly, as he followed her up onto the deck and through the open French doors into the kitchen. Tyler sent me a text. His car is in the shop, but there's an afternoon program at the church, so I gotta take you back this morning. Or you can catch the train, she offered, pulling on an apron over her church clothes and then oven mitts before opening the oven door. We leave right after we eat? He asked over his shoulder as he headed up the stairs to his room to shower. Kara laughed as she pulled a roaster from the oven. I thought so, she teased. Graham quickly showered off the chlorine and changed into a t-shirt and shorts before packing his bag. His stomach grumbled at the smell of food from the kitchen. His mama could cook, and her food topped the takeout dinner they usually ate at his father's. Still, good food couldn't touch the goodies Ms. Nunez was giving him every chance she got, and he was ready for some more. It was all he thought about as he finished packing his bag, ate dinner with his mother, and sat quietly in the passenger seat of her Mercedes SUV as she drove him back to Brooklyn. As soon as she double-parked on the street that was packed bumper to bumper with vehicles, he climbed out and moved to the rear of the gold vehicle. Hey, Graham. He looked over his shoulder at the pretty shorty from next door, Lily, waving to him from her front porch. He smiled and waved back, but snatched up his duffel bag and kept it moving onto the sidewalk. Pre-Ms. Nunez, he would have been sweating the cutie, but after working up the nerve to chat it up with her, the whole innocent vibe made him want to protect her, not fuck her. Now they were in a nice friend zone. He still liked her, but he liked sexing Ms. Nunez more. She came down off the porch as he gave his mother one last wave over his shoulder. He eyed her. She was all caramel pretty, with straight, thick hair that almost reached her waist. She was slender, but there was promise of a curvier shape in her hips. I'm glad you're back, she said, walking up to stand before him. Graham smiled at her, liking how she looked in her bright yellow sundress. Missed me? He asked. It's boring round here without you, Lily said, reaching up to playfully swat his head. Let me put my stuff up and check in with my pops, and I'll be back down later, aight? Lily nodded, her eyes all soft and flirty, as she reached up to tug at his collar. I want to ask you something, she said. Uh-oh. He laughed nervously as he backed away. Aight, he said, before turning to jog up the stairs. His eyes went down the hall to Ms. Nunez's door, but he fought the urge to go to her and instead continued up the stairs, already reaching in his pocket for his house key.